All right, let's hit the road with one of America's most legendary poets, Walt Whitman. Today, we're diving deep into his masterpiece, Song of the Open Road. But here's the thing, we're not just going to treat this like some stuffy old poem. We're looking at it as a real philosophy, a kind of guide to living a life that's more free, more authentic, and honestly, a lot more adventurous. So, buckle up. Let's see what Whitman has to teach us.
You know that feeling, right? That itch, the weight of your daily routine, all the expectations, that feeling of just being kind of stuck in a rut. You get this pull to just leave all the noise behind and find something real. Well, guess what? Over 150 years ago, Walt Whitman felt like exact same thing. And he wrote this incredible poem about what happens when you actually listen to that little voice.
And this is how he starts. Just listen to that. There's no hesitation, no doubt. It is just pure, unfiltered joy and optimism. These opening lines aren't just pretty words. They're a declaration of independence. It's him making a conscious choice to step out and embrace whatever life throws at him.
So the poem just kicks off with this incredibly powerful decision. It's not just about going for a walk. It's about a complete shift in your mindset. And that, right there, is the foundation for the entire journey he's about to take us on.
And Whitman is really specific about the right mindset for this kind of journey. He says he's lighthearted, healthy, and free. Now, this is so important. This isn't some desperate escape. It's a joyful, deliberate choice to be unburdened by everything. He's totally present, and he's ready to connect with the world, but completely on his own terms.
But here's the thing, right? When you choose one path, you're, by definition, leaving another one behind. And embracing this open road, well, it comes with a cost. It means you have to deliberately reject a lot of the stuff society tells us we're supposed to want. And this chart just lays out the trade-off perfectly. Whitman is turning his back on what he calls dainty luxuries and the safety of a predictable life. You know, think of our modern comforts, mindlessly scrolling, always wanting the easy way out. Instead, he chooses challenges, realness, and a life where he depends only on himself. He gets that true freedom only starts when you're willing to let go of all that comfort.
This line, wow, this is the absolute core of the poem's philosophy. It's such an incredibly powerful statement of self-reliance. He's not waiting around for luck to show up or for fate to give him a hand. No, he's declaring that he is the source of his own success. He is the opportunity. He embodies the very fortune he's looking for.
Okay, so to really get Whitman, we have to look at how he writes. Because the structure of the poem itself is a radical act of freedom, and it perfectly mirrors his message.
Whitman was a pioneer of what we call free verse. See, back then, most poetry was super strict. It had to rhyme, it had to have a certain rhythm, and Whitman just broke all the rules. And he did it for a really powerful reason. Think about it. How can you write a poem celebrating freedom if you trap it in a rigid cage-like structure? You can't. For Whitman, the style was the message.
And you can see this in action all through the poem. He uses these amazing metaphors like the long brown path, standing in for our own life's journey. He uses alliteration to create this musical, upbeat rhythm. And of course, the open road itself becomes this huge symbol for life, a path of endless possibilities and choices.
And that brings us to the biggest point of all. This poem isn't just about travel. It's not just about a road trip. That road is a metaphor for something much, much deeper. This is where you see the poem's true genius. The physical journey on the road is a perfect mirror for the internal spiritual journey of the soul. It's all about moving forward, not just on a map, but in your own personal growth. Every single step on that path is really a step toward discovering who you truly are.
So what does this all teach us? Well, Whitman basically leaves us with a clear roadmap for our own lives. First, you've got to break away from the routines and expectations holding you back. Second, embrace the unknown. Face the future with courage. Third, learn to trust your gut. Remember, you are your own good fortune. And finally, you have to understand that real happiness, true fulfillment, comes from experiences, not from stuff.
So in the end, Song of the Open Road is just as relevant today as it was way back in the 1800s. It's a powerful, infectious call to action. It's urging all of us to stop waiting, to stop asking for permission, and to just start living a life that is truly our own, full, free, and completely authentic.
And that leaves us with one last really important question to think about. Whitman's road was a long brown path that led him to find himself. So take a second and ask yourself, in your own life, What does your open road look like?